So I'm Wanjiru Kiarie. I'm the CEO of the Pit to Palace initiative. It's a small NGO from Kenya, and we are obsessed with sustainability. We help SMEs, mid-sized SMEs, to retrofit sustainability so that they can access climate finance to scale their growth. We also support early stage founders to define and test and validate their ideas, which have a for-profit and have a climate impact. And finally, we do projects in rural communities to engage the local communities in the circular economy.
Let's talk about
This event, yeah. So the African ESG Summit is, from my perspective, as coming from East Africa, it's a very important and powerful collaboration to have the private sector and the government in Tunisia convene actors from different parts of the continent to have the important conversations that we are having today. How are we going to empower our climate startups to grow, to create an impact, to be profitable, and more importantly also from the government side, how can we make it easier to engage in a just transition and to adopt ESG practices within the global economic context. These are very important conversations because most businesses in Africa are in the mid-sized range, and it's complex and expensive to adopt ESG. But it is even more costly to ignore it. My panel. Pardon? Abbreviate.
Yes.
What I spoke about in my panel. Yeah. Big
titles.
Yeah, big titles. Okay, so my panel was about unlocking catalytic finance for the climate startups. And a few of the key factors or key issues we talked about was how can the ecosystem collaborate to enable and catalyze the growth of these startups? What type of capital, where should we put the capital? At the seed stage, at the growth stage, at the scaling stage within these startups? And what models of collaboration between ecosystem actors do you see working? One model which we have seen working, we're piloting in Kenya, is not PPP, it is PPPP. That is public, private, and the people partnership. That's if the people are not involved in these conversations and agreements in the climate capital, we'll never ever get down to the grassroots level. And that's where it needs to be, because the people are the ones who are facing the consequences of climate change, and they are the ones who are closest to the problem, and they are the ones who have the solutions for their problems.